Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third Concord Athletics Senior Spotlight for the 2020 fall semester. My name is Wes McKinney, and we return for today's interview to the women's soccer program as midfielder Mira Kontio stops by. Mira, so great to have you with us today.
Thank you.
So, as we normally do here on these interviews, we always like to kind of get to know the athlete, kind of understand where they're from, how they got to Concord. And you being from Finland, Luke's first recruiting class included you and about 15 other freshmen at the time. So, what was that recruitment process like with Luke coming from Finland?
Um, well, Luke found me because my agent was old friends with Luke, so that was the way how he found me. But then he contacted me on emails, I think, and then we talk on Skype, and our Skype conversation were kind of awkward because I didn't speak English that well, so it was kind of really bad. And I remember Luke asking me am I okay? And I was just looking at him and saying oh, I just don't know how to answer to you. But he made me really comfortable and everything. He was one of those coaches who wanted to make sure I have everything okay and yeah.
Yeah, so I gotta know, you being from Finland, coming all the way over here to the States. Whenever you left Finland back there, I guess it would have been August of 2017, your freshman year, or to get ready for your freshman year at Concord. Was that the first time you'd ever been away from home for an extended time? Was that the first time you'd ever been out of the country? What was that like?
Mm, well, that was first time for me traveling alone. I had been in America earlier with my family, but that was first time for me. And to be honest, I was really nervous just 2 days before I was about to leave because I think then it hit me and that I was actually leaving on my own and I left everything behind me. But I'm really happy that I did that. And even though there was complications and everything, but I'm just happy and I took the risk.
Yeah, and you weren't the only international that came over in that 2017 recruiting class. I didn't look this up before we started today, but I think it was something like 7 or 8 internationals are in that 2017 recruiting class. So, was there more of a comfort level being with other girls from Europe whenever you got here?
Yeah, definitely. It was easier for me to talk to the English girls because they were in the same situation as I was. The only difference was English wasn't my first language, which made it harder for me. But eventually it got better.
Yeah, so let's actually step on the soccer field. So obviously there's some boundaries, there's some transition you have to make is just, from a social aspect, but on the soccer field, what was that like transitioning from where you had played in Finland to coming over here? And I'm sure it was a different brand of soccer, right?
Yeah, not much though, but yeah, it was different.
So,
And
no, no, go ahead, Amira.
you go ahead. Oh, well, Luke plays in different formation that I used to play, so it took time to learn how he wants us to play. So that was different on the soccer field.
Yeah, and you say that Luke was trying to install his culture here. The women's soccer program had had some down years for about 3 or 4 years before Luke got here. So just maybe you as an individual, and then also that freshman class, you guys are trying to change things. What were some of the immediate and long-term goals that you guys had?
I think for the start, we just wanted to start winning games because in the earlier years, Concord didn't win a lot of games. So I think that was our short-term goal, and then long terms were winning the conference and go to the national tournament. And now I look back, we actually made them happen, which is good.
Yeah, and then what were like your personal expectations? Being a freshman, the roster is, a lot of new faces, as I've mentioned a couple of times. But what were your goals coming in as a freshman? What did you expect from yourself?
Um, like personally for me, I just wanted to like get really fit and like get along with people and like just play soccer and enjoy it. Like that was like goals for me. And of course the conference tournament and those like were for me as well.
Yeah, only 2 goals and 1 assist as a freshman, but I believe you scored in your first collegiate game, right? So that kind of had to make you feel like, hey, I belong here.
Yeah, I was one of the first person who scored in Concord as a freshman.
Yeah, and then
if I remember.
yeah, and you go from 2 goals and 1 assist as a freshman to your sophomore year, you score 6 goals, so you make another leap there. You know, what did you kind of work on from your freshman to your sophomore year to, kind of raise the bar a little bit for yourself?
Well, when I came here, I wasn't like really fit, and like after the first season, like we went to the off season on the spring, so we were doing a lot of fitness, which gave me like a lot of strength, and like I gained like more confidence as well. So I think the confidence was like the biggest part why I scored more goals.
Yeah, and
also like I think like personally like I was able to speak more because I like learned English. So I think that's why I gained confidence, and like I was able to like tell people how I wanted them to play on the field, or like they would able to tell me what I should do more, which helped me a lot to like score more goals.
yeah, not only do you take a jump, but the team takes a jump from your freshman to your sophomore year. You guys go from a very respectable 10 wins, 8 losses, and a tie in your freshman year, and then you guys go 12-4-4 the next season. And you mentioned the communication factor. Was that a big part of it? Everyone was able to communicate more and just become comfortable with one another. Was that kind of the reason why everything started really clicking for you guys there?
I think so. Like for me, I think the communication is one of the like big things what you have to have if you want to like win games. So I think that was like a big deal.
Yeah, and Mira, I got to look in there at your game by game stats from 2018, your sophomore season, and you scored a couple of goals there late in the season. You scored in the MEC tournament against Charleston in a 4-2 Concord win, their first tournament win in 6 years. So is that kind of a springboard for you personally? Because here in a minute we're going to get into it. Your great 2019 season, but at the end of that 2018 season, was that kind of the moment where you really felt like you had arrived?
Yes, and like, but that just made me like want to do more. Like I had like even more motivation, play better, and like get fit and like do the things what I want to do on the field.
All right, so buckle up, Mirror. Here we go. 2019 season. You guys have finally reached the pinnacle here. You guys win the conference championship, 19-2. You make the national tournament, as you mentioned there. Mira Kontio, CCA third team All American, CCA first team All Region, USC second team All Region, All MEC first team All MEC tournament team. You score 11 goals, 3 assists. 4 of your goals were game-winning goals, and you had a scoring streak of 7 straight games from October the 3rd till October the 30th. You score only 1 goal in your first 8 games, and then, as I mentioned, 7 straight goals in the month of October, 7 straight games with goals in the month of October. What changed for you from the first month of 2019 season, or from the first month of the 2019 season until the month of October? What changed right there?
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I want to like start to score more, and like I felt like well, Luke used to say like no one isn't in the goal, or like no one is in there when we should be scoring. So I was like, well, I'm gonna be the person, and I'm just gonna run there and score and then run back, because like I was getting fit, so that was like I can run more, but also I had like some is it called superstitions things?
Yeah, yep.
What you do like before the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I can say like they maybe helped me, maybe not, but like I like to think did help me to score
Yeah, and
more goals.
Yeah, Amir, it's not like you were, scoring goals when you guys were up 3 or 4 to 1 already. You guys, two of your goals in that streak came in a 2-0 win against West Liberty. You had 2 goals against Wheeling. You scored the game-winning goal in the MEC semifinals versus Notre Dame, which kind of brings me to my next point. The previous year, you guys had made the conference championship, and now you guys are here on the precipice of winning the championship in 2019. How great did it feel to get that game-winning goal in the semifinals against Notre Dame, a team that's always very tough. They're always blue-collar. You're always going to get a great effort from them. Was that kind of a relief that you guys had gotten past Notre Dame a second straight year, and here you guys are playing for a championship?
Yes, that was like big deal for us, but like even bigger was like the tournament, the actual tournament against like Fairmont, and like the Wesleyan game was a big deal for us as well, because in 2018 we lost in the conference tournament for them, so that gave us like a lot of motivation to play against every team in the conference because we just wanted to win so badly.
Right, and yeah, and I didn't bring up that a regular season game against Wesleyan. That's a really good point. Your class had never beaten them, and it had been several years since Concord had beaten them, period. So I'm sure you guys kind of got the monkey off your back. You beat Notre Dame. You get to the Fairmont game and the MEC championship. What's kind of the feeling around the team the morning of that game and then throughout that game?
Well, the thing what I remember was like when Luke asked me, am I ready to play? And I was like, yes, I'm not going to lose again. I'm not going to lose twice in a row. And like, I think everybody was so hyped about it. Like, yes, we're in the finals again. Like, we want to make it worth it. Like, we're not going to lose again. So we were like really fired up, which was like good things. But at the same time, we were like having fun. Like, we weren't like stressed about it. And like, we weren't nervous. We were like, we just want to win and it's over. And then we can have fun.
Last thing here for you, Mira. I mentioned you're an All-American last year, a third-team All-American by the Conference Commissioners Association. Even in the scoring streak you had of 7 straight games, your 11 goals that you had, was there ever a moment during last season where you thought, hey, I got a chance to be an All-American, or was that just kind of, an afterthought and you were just doing whatever you needed to do for the team to win?
Literally, like, I didn't even talk about it. Like, I was never thinking that I could be All-American. I'm still shocked about it. I'm like, what, really? And like for me, I was more thinking about the team, not like awards for myself. So yeah.
Mira, we've covered some great ground today, and we appreciate you stopping by here today, and we wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Once again, Mira Kontio stopping by for the Concord Athletics Senior Spotlight.